There are rarely hard and fast rules in property, although there are some. It's intriguing, isn't it? This is another bugbear of mine. You might have heard me say this before. But one thing which really, really, really winds me up is when somebody says about property, you need to do it this way. You have to do it this way. It's got to be done this way. Because most of the time, I just do not believe that. I mean, I'll see it on the Facebook group, for example, and what will happen is somebody will put a question up, and somebody will come along and give an answer, and then somebody else will come along and say, well, that answer is ridiculous. You can't do that. You have to do this. It's always, you have to do this. And quite often, it doesn't make any sense at all. Very often, we will find the way that we want to do it. I've done property in a very particular way. Does that mean you've got to do it the same way? Absolutely not. Can you do it that way? Well, if you want. And in fact, you can start off doing it my way, but I can be pretty sure that as the years go by, or even the months go by, you will deviate and you will start doing it your way, which is absolutely fine. So what I came to the conclusion was that those who shout loudest about this are usually the ones who know the least, and are probably the ones who've been doing it for the less amount of time. And what they don't realise is that they're probably doing everybody else a bit of a disservice, because if you're a bit new and you don't know, and you hear somebody saying, you have to do it this way, then you're either going to end up doing it that way, or you're not going to end up doing it at all, I would think. So we all find our own ways of doing it, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So rather than saying there's all these hard and fast rules out there, I would just start with a clean slate. Do it your way. Take advice, find out what everybody else is doing, but you will work out the route that works for you. Now, having said that, are there some things which you have to do because that's the only way it works? Probably. I mean, I'm hard-pressed to actually think of any, to be honest, and perhaps if we had a bit of a chat, we could think about, oh yes, well, there's this particular instance where you have to do this. So I accept that, but in a very general sense, definitely not. You do it your way, because your way is going to be the best way, because it's the best way for you. Does that make sense? I hope you found this video useful and informative, and if you did, then please come over to my website, www.thepropertyteacher.co.uk, where you'll find loads more great property-related resources, including free special reports to download, and my best-selling series of ebooks, which includes the Successful Property Renovators Workshop, 63 Common Defects in Investment Property and How to Spot Them. And if you're just starting out in property, or if you want to grow your portfolio, you may be particularly interested in the Successful Property Investors Strategy Workshop, in which I'll take you through exactly how I started and built my property portfolio, starting literally with none of my own money, and how I built a portfolio of £2 million worth of property in just 4 years. And that was starting from scratch. I'll take you through everything that I did right so that you can copy me and do the same. And I'll also show you everything that I did wrong so that you can avoid the mistakes that I made, and so that you can progress in property and be far more successful far more quickly than I ever was. And this is based upon my own real life experience, and it took me about 4 years to actually work out how to do property investing properly. But in the 200 pages in the Successful Property Investors Strategy Workshop, I'm going to show you all of that 4 years knowledge condensed down so that you can use it immediately. And until next time, here's to successful property investing.